This video was brought to you by the Critical Language Service. To learn more about our Arabic courses taught via video conferencing and telepresence to high schools, homeschool groups, and other academic groups, visit our website at www.criticallanguageservice.com.
Welcome to part 2 of lesson 8. Now we're going to look at الفعل الماضي past tense. In lesson 4 you learned that المضارع describes incomplete and habitual actions similar to the English present tense. To describe past completed actions, Arabic uses الفعل الماضي, of which you have seen several examples. دخلت كلية التجارة. دخلت, as you see, is in the past tense. It's a فعل ماضي. دخلت, I went to, I got accepted to. And تخرجت منذ سنتين, I graduated 2 years ago. تخرجت is in the past tense, فعل ماضي. تخرجت. And finally, ماتت والدتي الله يرحمها. ماتت, she passed away in the past tense. ماتت. Note that while المضارع is conjugated mainly with prefixes, الماضي is conjugated with suffixes. ماتت, دخلت, تخرجت. Okay, now let's look at more background information before we look at some examples. Each verb tense has its own stem, مضارع and ماضي, and the two stems are similar but not identical. You must memorize both stems for each verb. الماضي stem vowels are highly regular in the sense that most ماضي verbs have only فتحة vowels, and you know that from فعل, فعل, this is a ماضي stem. Okay, so as you can see from these stems, فعل, the ماضي stem usually only have فتحة vowels, فعل, whereas the مضارع, present tense, مضارع stem has يفعل with a ضمة at the end, like يدخل, يلعب, لعب, يلعب. And since الماضي in the third person masculine singular, هو, he, is the simplest and most basic conjugation suffix, a final فتحة vowel in formal Arabic, it's considered to be the dictionary form or citation form of the verb. So what that means is, when you are looking for the root of any verb or word, you go for the conjugation of that word in the verb in the past tense with هو, because that would be the simplest, as we saw with لعب. لعب is a pure stem, فعل. It has no suffixes or prefixes, and the only addition is the final فتحة vowel. As you can see here, this is لعب, and it's فعل, the three letter roots with no suffixes, or prefixes. لعب. So if you are looking in a dictionary, you will look up لعب with the final فتحة, because that's the past tense with هو. Pretty clear. Here's another example. This is an extract from the dictionary. So you have كتب, the root, which incidentally is هو, conjugation with masculine singular, هو, كتب. So perfect voweling, it would sound like كتب because of all the فتحas. And then you will have the masdars like كتابة, كتب, كتبة, masdar, كتابة. And then you will have, so it's a dictionary, you know how to use a dictionary. But the main thing is how you look up a word. Again, yes, repeat after me. You look up the third person masculine singular, which is the simplest conjugation, because it has no other addition other than the three basic letter roots. Okay, you got it. Okay, now let's look at the suffixes for ماضي for the verb كان. We have كان with أنا, أنت, أنتِ, هو, هي, نحن, أنتم, هم in فصحى and in مصري. Okay, now I'm going to read the different conjugations and pay attention to the voweling. In فصحى أنا كنت, مصري أنا كنت, أنت كنت, أنت كنت, أنتِ كنتِ, أنتِ كنتِ, هو كان, هو كان, هي كانت, هي كانت, نحن كنا, إحنا كنا, أنتم كنتم, أنتوا كنتوا, هم كانوا, هما كانوا. Notice how in فصحى the voweling is present, kind of more pronounced. كنتوا compare it to أنا كنت, أنت كنت, أنت كنت, and so on and so forth. Except with أنتِ, you would want to stress the ta, the vowel with a long vowel ya instead of just a kasra. Okay, after seeing the ماضي in the basic verb كان, was, conjugation. Now let's look at the conjugation of ماضي using the verb to do, فعل in Egyptian and in formal Arabic. Okay, let's read فعلت, فعل, verb to do in فصحى and in مصري. Listen up, listen carefully. So أنا فعلت, أنا عملت, أنت فعلت, أنت عملت, أنتِ فعلتِ, أنتِ عملتِ, عملتِ, هو فعل, هو عمل, هي فعلت, هي عملت, نحن فعلنا, نحن عملنا, عملنا, أنتم فعلتم, أنتوا عملتوا, هم فعلوا, هم عملوا. Okay, it's good to remember that the alif on the plural ending, wow alif, is a spelling convention only and is not to be pronounced. So when I say هم فعلوا, what I actually pronounce is the wa. أنتوا عملتوا, wow. هم عملوا, the wow. Okay, it's very important to remember that it's spelled but not pronounced. As we said before, the conjugation of ماضي in Egyptian Arabic is quite similar to former. Look, it's basically the same word, but in Egyptian we drop a couple of the final short, like فعلت, vowels, like فعلت, عملت, and the meme, on the anthem form. So basically when we say أنا فعلت, أنا عملت, in Egyptian we say أنا عملت, we drop the final short vowels, and in أنتم we drop the meme, عملت. Now let's delve deeper in ماضي. Let's look at conjugating ماضي with stems with roots containing vowels. It's not as hard as it seems, trust me. First things first, you learn to conjugate the verb كان with two stems, كان and كن. It means that these are the stems that you will later add suffixes to depending on the pronoun. Got it? Okay. And the same pattern holds for verbs whose root contains a waw or ya that happens as an alif in the ماضي. For these verbs, you will memorize two ماضي stems, one for the third person, he, she, it, we didn't mean to cross that, and the other for the first person, I, and the second person, you, أنت, أنا, second person, أنت. Now let's look at the stems of the verb أراد, to want in formal Arabic. We have arada. We're going to conjugate it with first person, second person, and third person Arabic. And we're going to see how we use the verb stems with the suffixes with roots containing vowels. Again, the verb is arada, to want, and it becomes أنا أردت. أنا أردت. So this is first person singular, first person plural. نحن أردنا. Notice that we don't have the vowel in the verb stem anymore. أردت, أردنا. We added the suffix for the first person ta, wow, and nun alif for the first person plural. Then we have second person, singular, أنت أردت. Again we have the suffix ta fatha for أنت, أنت أردتي ta كسرة, أنتم second person plural, أردتم. Again we don't have the alif vowel anymore. Last we have third person هو. هو أراد, because as you know هو is the purest of conjugation, verb stem أراد. هو أراد. هي أرادت. We add the ta for the feminine, ta سكون. هم أرادوا. We add wow, alif, and remember the alif is not pronounced. أرادوا. So with first person, second person, singular and plural, we lose the alif and add the suffixes as usual for number and gender. And for third person, we just add the vowel for huwa, the fatha vowel for ماضي, the fatha vowel, and the ta for هي مؤنث feminine, and the number wow for the number plural, third person هم أرادوا. Okay, now we learned how to use ماضي, how to conjugate it. Let's see how we negate the past tense. As you can see from this, we use ماضي plus ما, but we're gonna talk about it more. Let's see this first. In formal Arabic, the past tense and the present tense have different ways of making things negative. In lesson 4, you learned to negate مضارع with لا in formal Arabic, as in لا أعرف, or in the case of these two lovebirds, لا تحبها, لا يحبها. He doesn't, or I think there are two words, she doesn't love her, like her. There are two ways to negate the past tense in formal Arabic, but of course there is one we will use for now. And the negating that we're going to use is ما plus الماضي تخرجت. So it becomes ما تخرجت من الجامعة. I did not graduate the university. So for example, we have لماذا كنت في الصف? Why were you in class? That's an interesting question. If you want to say why were you not in class, you would put ما where. You would put it right before the verb. لماذا ما كنت في الصف? Why were you not in class? And for جدتي دخلت الجامعة, my grandmother went to university. And if you want to negate it, where would you put the ما? Yes, you will put it right before the verb in the past. So جدتي ما دخلت الجامعة, ما ذهبت إلى الجامعة. She didn't go to university. And this is one way, or the only way, that you're going to use to negate the past.